to Lucy's Vintage Compendium. Today I'm going to be looking at some of the films and TV programmes that I have on DVD or Blu-ray on my own shelf at home, which are sort of themed around or set in the vintage decades and more historical periods further back. So without further ado, I'll go on to the first DVD set, which is probably my favourite programme of all time, The House of Eliott. Here it is. There we go. House of Eliott was a BBC series which ran from 1991 to 1994. Set in the 1920s, it's about two sisters, Beatrice and Evangeline Eliott, who go on a rags to riches journey from being very unconfident to starting their own fashion house and becoming very successful. It definitely sees an evolution of two characters at a time when fashion was really kind of coming into its own. People like Chanel, who were obviously pioneering different looks. So you certainly see an evolution from the start of the series, which is set in 1920, to the end in 1927, 1928. Day looks and evening looks. So there's more than a stereotypical flapper look. I would love to see reunion of the cast. Unfortunately, I don't think that's probably going to happen. But I would definitely recommend this DVD to anybody who has an interest generally in vintage and the 1920s. It is amazing, and yeah, watch it. The next item I'm going to show you is The Land Girls from 1998. It's about the Women's Land Army, who were known as the Land Girls. It was an organisation that was started up to place women in farms and other agricultural settings so that they could replace the men whilst they were away fighting. It started up in World War I and continued in World War II. And the reason why it's close to my heart is because this particular film is set in Dorset, and I live in Dorset. Three girls from different backgrounds meeting up and getting together. The appeal of the film is the Women's Land Army. You can see that it made a real difference to the country, and the image of women generally finally, you know, sort of taking a positive role in keeping a country going during conflict. And this particular film has some excellent actors and actresses in it. Rachel Weisz, I don't know how to pronounce that. British actress Anna Friel as well, which has quite a lot of insight into the 1940s style. I mean, you see what the Land Girls would have worn, so you see their dungarees or overalls, their shirts, jodhpurs, boots. It's all the typical look. So if you're interested in that type of wartime kind of garments, then check it out. It's very good. So this is actually an unopened copy, but I do have another one. Yes, so it's Chocolat. It's a very well-known book and film. So it's set in the 50s in a French town. It's very straight-laced. There is a lady who arrives and she's very mysterious and she makes chocolate. There's Juliette Binoche and Johnny Depp. So it's all about the power of chocolate and mystery and romance to bring a place to life, I suppose. So when it comes to 50s clothes, you've got your very straight-laced button-down shirt kind of look, and then you've got the more sort of flamboyant costumes of the main character, played by Juliette Binoche. She wears a lot of red, and she's got a red cape for travelling. And I think, you know, that's basically the way that people mark her out as different to everyone else. So, yeah, it's a good one. Have a look. And so, on my shelf is a lot of Downton Abbey. And, you know, I mean, I suppose it's quite obvious, really. It was a brilliant series which, you know, sort of ran for years, had some compelling characters and plot lines, and covered a range of different historical events. It's just a classic of British television, and it's just very classy. I mean, it's obviously a huge global success, and I think, yeah, costumes wise, interestingly, House of Eliott costume ends up in Downton Abbey. There's a coat that Evangeline Eliott wears in House of Eliott that turned up on Lady Cora. Here's some photos of the two coats, or the one coat on two different people. So, moving on, Bram Stoker's Dracula. Ooh, can you see? Yeah, okay. Starring Gary Oldman, Winona Ryder and Keanu Reeves. I remember seeing this when it came out, and I was probably too young to actually go and watch it at the time. Oh my goodness, 1992. I don't know whether I was 12 years old in the cinema watching this, I don't know. I hope not. The costumes in the film are pretty stunning. I mean, I think some of them are accurate for the period. I mean, it's basically a kind of late 1800s, perhaps just turn of the century. Winona Ryder has some amazing dresses, and there's also some evening outfits as well that are very striking. But then there's also quite a lot of creative license with costumes for Dracula himself. For example, when he is a warrior in the medieval age, the suit of armour that he has just looks like muscles, and then later on he's definitely in a kind of very dapper style. And then when obviously you see him in another form where he's quite scary looking. So no, I definitely recommend this one. It's excellent. It's definitely worth seeing. So the final one that I will leave you with is Sense and Sensibility. So that's 1995. It's Kate Winslet, Emma Thompson, Hugh Grant, and Alan Rickman, of course. I really love that 1995 version. I also did enjoy a BBC adaptation which was on the TV a few years ago, and it actually has Dan Stevens, who was in Downton Abbey, and also obviously he played the Beast in the last year's Beauty and the Beast film. I think on balance the 1995 version is really amazing. The costumes of that period, the Regency costumes, they are like beautiful. You can see the evolution of the of fashion from the Georgian period through to the Regency period. It's so dramatic, and it's really good to see that on screen. So I think the point with the vintage and historical films and TV shows is that they provide us with a huge amount of reference points and inspiration for whatever our personal style may be, if you're into the historical and vintage styles. I certainly enjoy seeing films such as The Land Girls, so that I can actually see from day to day what people might have worn. Please feel free to tell me in the comments what particular TV shows and films you like of the vintage or historical genre, or any genre really. If you like this video, then please do click the like, and yes, feel welcome to subscribe to the channel and click the notification bell for more videos. Thank you very much for watching, and I will see you next time. Bye!